Hi, Merja here. Today is a very interesting day. Um, Personally, for me, it's been revealing, if you like. It's been quite enjoyable in many ways and painful, because today I have been majorly challenged in regards to my patterns and beliefs. And as always, your business, your personal relationships, the relationship with your parents, reflect back to you very clearly what your issues might be. And what I mean by issues is that you have like reoccurring patterns that don't seem to be shifting or going away, no matter how much you think about it, how much you rationalize it, how many different aspects you can see to the issue, it still keeps reoccurring time and time and time again. And often what people can relate to this when I say that it might be that you attract a certain type of behavior from people, whether it's your parents, your business relations, your partner, your friends, or it might just be random people. For example, one of the things that people can associate with very clearly is the sense of bumping into passive aggressive people who basically uh, suck you into their experience, and then you find it difficult to kind of come out of it or move past it or say no. And when these things happen, when we get to a point where our personal beliefs are highlighted by whoever it is, by reoccurring patterns, um, firstly we tend to get defensive, and we tend to defend our position and where we are at, and that is completely normal. I don't know any person who doesn't actually do that to some extent in some issue. So denying it is it's most often the first step in this process. Then, you might get into a full-blown argument, or you might kind of remove yourself from that situation and just go somewhere else for a while, and then realize that in fact there's something here that you need to look at. As long as you stay engaged in an argument, you don't actually see the gifts that are in this kind of conflict or disagreement, or you can put any kind of a label on it. But basically what happens is that you begin to realize that perhaps the other person's reality isn't the same as yours, and perhaps they may have valid points in where they're coming from, and you might open up to exploring those points and see if it feels right for you. And if it doesn't feel right, you don't have to agree. There's no, you have to be wrong and take responsibility of the other person's feelings and accusations, whatever. But if you can bring yourself away from the situation into a space where you can ask those questions in a very calm way of yourself, while supporting yourself, that is there some truth to what that person in my life is reflecting back to me. And if you can find something and you can own up to it, and then you can go, once the situation has passed, you can go back to that person or to the next person who, if it's always a different person, the next person who triggers you, you can, in that moment, when it's happening, you can go like, oh, you know what, you might actually have a point there, and I think I need to sit with this. It's not easy, because our first initial reaction often is to be defensive and to try and preserve the self-image that we have, which, you know, is completely understandable. We're humans. This is a part of human behavior. So it's nothing to condemn. It's just something to be aware if you do want to move past the blame game. So if you have a reoccurring situation in your life, something feels uncomfortable, somebody pisses you off on a regular basis, or they are behaving in a certain way that triggers you, just try and own your part in it. Are you expecting them to behave that way? Are you inviting that behavior with your own actions? Where are you at? And from that willingness of meeting the other person halfway, a lot of hurt can release, a lot of old patterns you can bring new light to the old patterns, and they can transform into something else, and you will get to know yourself more, you will have more self-realization, self-actualization, that kind of thing. So that's my thought for today. If you've had a conflict, if you have a reoccurring situation that you triggered, just retreat into a gentle, caring, nurturing space for yourself, preferably with yourself, so nobody else will fuel your whatever feuds or whatever agendas they might have going on. So just retreat into a personal space and ask yourself those questions. Could this be true? Could it be true that I am behaving this way, that this person is reflecting back to me? What is my ownership in that space? So it's painful. It's going to be painful. It's going to feel, some of it can even feel like a death because your ego keeps dying. Some of it can feel liberating, and just be gentle with yourself. You're so precious. I'll talk to you soon.